What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Behind the IQ. You already know what it is, man. I'm your host, Chris. This is my partner in crime and co-host, Aaron. What's good, everybody, man? We have a lot to talk about in last night's cinema, but man, let's just start where the NBA tension was peaking last night. We're going to start with KD versus Houston last night. Not versus Houston, versus Suns. So we had KD had 26 and 10. Wasn't really shooting efficiently, from the field, but he had that walk-off three.
Came in
Book,
clutch.
I know, came in clutch. Booker had 27. He didn't really have any help. Dylan Brooks finished with 15. Didn't really do too much. But talk to me, man. Talk to me about that KD versus Suns game. KD was feeling a little tension between them two.
I mean, KD always holds he usually holds grudges. He's that type of person, and but they're the ones that sent him away. He said it was at the first time in his career he got sent away, so he was ready to get going. And um, Suns are a competent team, as we all know. Like they're beating teams left and right. They just beat the Thunder the night before, so it was tough back to back, but they almost pulled through. Um, but the Suns look great. Devin Booker missed the game winner. But going back to KD, talk about the man in the town. He didn't shoot efficiently, but he came in clutch in the fourth quarter, came in clutch when it mattered, hit his shots, and walked it off. I mean, nothing much to say when he's doing that. And they also don't have LP. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, when KD's hitting, when KD does what he needs to do, they're a good offensive team,
No,
especially with that
absolutely.
defense.
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely showed last night on, the missing availability of Sengun. So KD had to put up a lot more shots, get his game going in his own way.
Yeah,
Sengun's pretty much the primarily playmaker of that team. Besides, I guess you want to say Amon because they don't have no point guard on that team. But KD had to find his own last night. But it's KD. He was still getting to his spots. He made his shots. Like I said, he wasn't shooting efficiently. He had 2 for 12 from the 3-point line. He was 9 for 21 from the field. That's not that's not as good for KD. But that walk off three just solidified who he who he is. Like it didn't
yeah.
solidify him, but it just shows who he is as
And
a basketball player.
For Phoenix, they don't have the one thing. Like I'll agree that they're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
As a team, they play good defense,
Yeah.
etc. But they don't have that one guy. You could say Dylan Brooks, but they don't have that one guy that can go out there and he's guarding your best player, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Like I feel like most teams that like are playoff teams, they have that guy that you expect to win a championship. They have that guy that's gonna go out there and lock up. Like the Rockets, they have Ahmed. You expect him to go do it. The Pistons, they have a star. The Twins. But I don't think the Suns have that. Dylan Brooks is their guy to do it. But he likes to chirp, trash talk. He pokes the bear every time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go too well. Dylan Brooks is, yes, he's a good defender, but he's not that caliber where he's going to shut down your star player.
Right.
And I think that's something that Suns. I mean, they're the seventh seed right now. They're close to the sixth seed. They can, and with the Nuggets being hurt, they could get their way up. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is the time to buy into a defender, find a defender who can really lock down somebody because I think that's something they need,
Mm-hmm.
especially with certain lineups on the floor. But that's just my take.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, the Suns definitely are turning heads this season. No one expected them to be where they are right now. At least they are only 7 seed, but a lot of people had them going under. A lot of people had them in the lottery. A lot of people had them, being at least like 13th seed, 12th seed in the West. Because the West is a gauntlet. But that coach over there has got them looking right, got them looking great. Never heard of the cat, but
Jordan
defense.
Hart needs some names, bro.
Yeah, dude, he's a new cat on the block, but I like the way he's got Phoenix moving, got him going on both sides of the floor, and they still have Devin Booker leading that charge. But unfortunately, they came up short against Houston. Like you said, they had those back-to-backs, hard back-to-backs versus OKC, and then they had to play
Yeah,
KD.
I
Um,
wouldn't be I wouldn't be mad. I mean,
yeah,
you beat the Thunder, beat the best team in the league,
yeah,
lost by a game winner. I mean, on a back to back, both away,
yeah. Both on the road. That's the big highlight right there.
like I wouldn't be like extremely happy. You mean you lost the game, but
Hmm.
I wouldn't be extremely mad either.
Hmm.
You're putting you're like this is your time to put the league on notice, especially
Yeah,
before the trade deadline, especially before All Star. Like it's perfect time to put the league on notice, and I think they're doing just the right thing.
big facts. I mean, transitioning over to KD, I think he needed this without Sengun. It definitely shows, like we were speaking it in the last episode, KD needs to ask for the ball more in those clutch times. Those final 3 minutes. He needs to demand the ball, make sure that he gets the ball, because that's the reason
Yes.
why you got him. In those last three, maybe 5 minutes of the game, you have KD there to close out those games. Stop giving the ball to Sengun. I know Sengun's like your core player of Houston, but he's not going to be your clutch player. KD is your clutch player, but that's just how I feel.
Nah, I completely agree with you. Like we saw from the very first night, that's the most important thing we talked about in the first episode. But yeah, but I got to give props because both teams shot really inefficiently. I think both teams shot under 30% from three or like 30% under, and
Yeah,
then from 40% from the field. So very inefficient night. But I got to give a lot of props to the Houston defense. Their offense couldn't get going because props to the Suns defense, obviously. But
hmm,
Houston's defense really shut them down. Booker went 9 for 20, still
yep,
scored the ball, but 11 missed shots is really good, especially in a one possession game. Dylan Brooks, 20, 21 point per game scored. Didn't get going at all last night. Royce O'Neal, their sharpshooter, he had 5 threes, yeah, but he was 5 for 14, 15.
yeah,
So, I mean, 5 for 15, that's not terrible, but at least he didn't make a lot. But
right,
Steven, no LP, Steven Adams, Capella, they shut down Mark Williams. Remember, he
yeah,
had 6 boards in the first quarter, ended off with 8.
hmm,
That's pretty good. Only had 4 points, 2 for 6 from the field. It's just overall, like they're a great defensive team, and that's like no matter like how bad your offense is, like we talked about defense, your defense can stay consistent, competent. Like you always have a chance.
exactly. Always can rely on your defense when your scoring is not, up to par for that day. You can always rely on your defense because defense is going to be there every every day of the week.
Every day.
No question about it. But yeah, KD walk off three finishes off with 26 points, 10 rebounds. Like I said, shooting inefficient, 2 for 12 from three, 9 for 21 from the field. Booker finishes off with 27. Dylan Brooks had a bad game that night. But if KD and Phoenix was messy, then shit. The next matchup that we had last night, that was peak. Warriors versus Clippers, man. Oh my goodness gracious. What a game, what a game, what a game. I have a lot to say about that game.
You start off.
I I know, but I'm gonna let you start it off. I wanna know your take behind the drama that happened last night, with these bum refs that we have in this league. But talk to me, man. What's your breakdown for the Warriors versus Clippers last night?
um, Overall, like first time we played them, we beat them and we held them to under 80 points. So I mean, coming out the gate, I knew it was gonna be a heavy defensive game, and it was. It was a good defensive game, but I'm gonna skip forward to that third quarter. You know, Kawhi is killing us. No James Harden for the Clippers, also, but
Hmm.
Kawhi is killing us. Kobe Sanders has 10.5, and I'm not gonna hate on Kobe Sanders because like I actually really like his game. He's a rookie. He's fighting for a spot, and I mean he's a 6'8" point guard. Like he has a great frame. Ended off with 20. Had a great third quarter. Fast break dunk, deep threes. Played amazing. Those two guys really put it off for us. Batum hitting a lot of corner threes, but we got down a big amount, and especially because of that 7 point swing that we had with the missed goaltend call, them getting 4 free throws, Steve Curry getting ejected, Snoop Dogg commentating. Like that 7 point swing was a bad swing. Really like shot us down in the foot, but we put in Guy Santos. First thing I said was I'm happy Guy Santos is out there. He's a do it always type of guy. He'll hit a corner three if he has to, but he hustles, gets every board, and his plus minus was amazing. He came
Yeah.
out there. We went on a 9 point swing, cut the lead into like 3, and then lost the lead again. Got it to I think 11-13 with 4 minutes left, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, about three and
Wrap,
some.
yeah, rattled back. Curry hit a couple big threes. Jimmy got going, and then Curry got fouled out. We got the stops we needed to at the end in the fourth quarter. We played amazing defense. We came out when we needed. D'Anthony Mellon did what he needed to do. Gary Payton looked amazing all night. But last play call was terrible, in my opinion. Jimmy Butler wasn't hitting shots at all, like the whole night. I don't think I see him hit one, maybe.
Facts.
But and we're settling for a double team fadeaway. Like I thought we could have drew up a much better play.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That whole sequence of the last play of the game was I didn't like it at all. I thought for that play call, Draymond's taking it out, and then you get the screen to get the switch to take Kawhi off of Jimmy Butler, and I think Kobe Sanders was the one that ended up. No. It was Nicholas.
Batum.
It was Nicholas Batum that ended up guarding Jimmy because they wanted that switch badly because he can't move his feet. He's the older one, and they were haunting him. But I didn't like the positioning for Jimmy. You put him in a corner on the baseline,
Too deep in the corner too.
too deep in the corner. You already know that the devil's going to come, and which it did. They closed him,
Yeah.
and he took a really really tough fadeaway shot, and that just wasn't the shot we needed. We were only down one. You could have drove it to the hole and drew a foul. That's what you do. That's what Jimmy's game is all about.
Yeah.
Free throws, and the whistle was in his favor that night. I think that's where all his points came from. Majority of his 23 points came from the line. So I felt like if he would have just took the ball, ISO from the top key, drove to the hole, draw a foul. I'm saying, like, you didn't even have to take it from the top of the key. You could have took it from off a curl, Draymond's pass from the inbound. You know what I'm saying? But Steve Kerr was ejected. It was unfortunate because of those freaking calls that we had by these refs. And Terry Stotts, whatever, had to take over. But that was his play call. It wasn't Steve's play call. So it definitely showed why we really do need Steve at the end of the day.
Well, I want to stay on that last play. Also, I just want to talk about how when it comes to last play, game winning shots, like the biggest thing in my opinion, it doesn't matter who can get a bucket because everybody in the league can get a bucket if they wanted to. Doesn't matter who is clutch. It matters. I think the biggest thing is gravity, like a player's gravity,
Exactly.
right? Like when you got guys like KD, like if you're drawing up plays on the sideline, the baseline, teams tend to double team or like they get open looks off of their star players because a double team may happen or an open guy may get open just because one person's ball watching or watching the star player,
Mm-hmm.
etc. So I think us not having Curry was like huge for us not getting an open play call because us getting Curry, either he hits the shot because he was already on fire,
Yeah.
or I would assume him coming across the middle on the top of the key, getting like a right wing three,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be the look. And then if that's not there, you got the slips and the back doors, and then you also got the one on one with Jimmy because if Jimmy and Curry are in the game, they're not going to double team Jimmy in that situation because Curry would be on the same side.
Facts.
But I think that was the hugest part for us. My opinion, yeah, if we don't get Jimmy open on the first initial read, I thought Melton was open on the cut. Thought we could have hit him, but I I would have probably liked the ball like up top, and
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
but I don't even think I was like in Jimmy's hands. Like I was saying it like while I was watching the game. I'm like, I'd want to get the ball to D'Anthony Mellon or Gary Payton. Like call me crazy, but Gary Payton, like he can get downhill so quick and get a layup. He
Mm-hmm.
did it all night. He was getting dunks. Like that's something he could do. He gets to the line.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the fastest player on our team. Like I think, and he wasn't even in, which I was a little. Oh, I think he might have been in,
He was in. He just
but
looked.
I think I would have put the ball in those two hands over Jimmy's in the corner
Yeah.
because
It was.
they're gonna double team Curry. Like if they see Gary get the ball, Melton get the ball, they're not gonna be so like bitey on it. If that's
Yeah.
a word.
I
But
know what you mean. I mean, at that final play, it was Draymond taking the ball out. It was Jimmy. It was Gary. It was Gee, and it was Pods. That was all in the game. Jimmy had
Fuck
the
Petey
shot.
last night.
Oh, you man. Jimmy shot the ball. He airballed. Pods and Gee went for the rebound. Gee, it looked like Gee almost had the tip in because we were all under that basket.
We
I
all, if it was
saw
like two
majority,
seconds left, we would have had it.
yeah, like I saw majority Warrior players underneath that basket. I barely saw any Clippers under that basket. Gee had the opportunity to put the tip back in, I think, and then Pods got in the way because he was right underneath him. So Gee couldn't really get a position onto the ball, and that was all she wrote from there. But I mean, like you said, having D Melton or Gary having the ball in that final second would have honestly been smart, because all the attention obviously was going to go towards Jimmy. Everybody knew Jimmy was going to get the ball. But see, what plays a factor is like if Jimmy didn't get that ball, right, and we did miss the shot with giving the ball to Melton or Gary, then all the blame's on why didn't we give it to Jimmy? Why didn't Jimmy get the ball in that last second? Because even weeks before, our teams was like Jimmy was at least, preaching that he should at least get the ball more in clutch time. Should get the ball in at least a lot more than he usually does in usage at the final seconds and final minutes of clutch games, which makes sense. I mean, he's a clutch player. He's our second star player on the team, but you know, man, if we would have just ran a different play than the one that
Yeah,
we had,
I'm not mad at Jimmy at all.
yeah,
Just a
exactly,
bad play call.
yeah, bad play call because a corner fadeaway shot. Who thinks of that? I guess Stotts does. Explains why Portland never went anywhere. I still like Terry. It's no shot at Terry. You know what I'm saying? But I really thought we could have just got a nice play call.
That was Portland's old coach. You know that, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said that's why Portland never got far because play calls like that. I would have been happy if Jerry House would have made the play call. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? But overall, now that we're out of that last second jump shot by Jimmy, but overall the game, the refs, the NBA refs, I swear to God, need to be investigated. Because Lord have mercy, it was a blank, obvious, obvious goaltending that they missed. The whole arena saw it. Even the home crowd was like, oh, and like it was a goaltending. Like it was obvious he blocked Gary. Right, John Collins blocked Gary right after the ball hit the backboard, and the rest was like, I don't know what happened. I'm blind. I'm old.
Inglewood.
That's what like, dude. That it just didn't make any sense. I was livid last night, but being if you're on the Warriors, you're not going to get any calls. For some reason, the refs are not a big fan of the Warriors. Maybe it's because the Warriors were torching the league for the past like 8 years, so they're not a fan of us anymore. But these refs need to be investigated. FBI needs to be on the call because Lord have mercy, you're gonna foul out Steph with like 40 seconds left in the game, and then it was such a soft foul call. Like, yeah, Steph did foul him. I'm not saying Steph didn't foul him. He did foul him, but it was such a soft foul call. Like, if you're gonna call that in a clutch, close game, like what about the other call? Like, just before that, when Steph had the continuation, well, he didn't get the continuation. They slapped my man's wrist, not wrist, but his forearm on the continuation call that didn't get continuated, and they called a foul on Steph on the other end. It's so inconsistent. I don't understand what these refs are doing, what their direction is, because it's not even just on our side. Kawhi had another possession doing the same thing that Steph had, the continuation call. Kawhi got fouled as soon as he shot the three ball. He was supposed to shoot 3 free throws. They said it was on the floor. Didn't make any sense. So that's what I'm saying with the inconsistency. Like, man, if you're gonna make some calls, like make consistent calls and make sure it's the right call. Don't just look at something that you're right under the basket. You're front and center. You have a better view than I do. I'm on a TV. You're in front row live center, and you can't make a goaltend call that's right in front of your face. Like that's just unbelievable to me. I just don't understand what's going on. I really don't. Maybe you do.
No, it's just bad.
It's
I got nothing else to say. It's bad.
exactly like it's so bad. Words can't explain it. I wish I had an answer, but these NBA refs need to go. I don't know where we can get some new refs. Maybe the local YMCA, because man, I feel like I had better calls in the local YMCA than I see in the NBA. Like good lord, because they're old, they're blind, they have cataracts, they can't see anything. I don't understand. Like these, they need to get a new crew, get some youngins in there. Lord have mercy. I'm perfectly fine with having an all woman crew on the refs. You know what I'm saying? Because man, the guy refs ain't doing nothing. So get some female refs out there. Maybe we'll get some better calls. Maybe they'll show some love.
No, the female ref called the offensive foul on Curry for the game winner.
Was it a girl ref that called that?
Yes,
See, then we're
we're
just
fucked.
screwed away. Then maybe I don't know. I don't have an answer, man. It's just these refs need to be investigated. That's all I can say. FBI needs to be on call.
Nah, it's whatever.
Out of
Next
civil,
play. Next play.
it is what it is. But yeah, Warriors versus Clipper was very cinema last night. Unfortunately, the Warriors took the nice little L. Kawhi had a good game as
On a
per usual,
tear.
on a tear. First half he was taking off. I was confused by this Kobe Sanders kid. Like I know you know him. I don't know too much about him. Like I don't know his background in college and high school and all that. But I seen him in the NBA having some spurts of games. But I didn't think he was gonna have a good game versus us. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's what happens when James Harden is out. We have a bum that always
Don't you
just
can't call him no bum.
he's not a bum, but like you know what I mean. Like there's always that player that's not
I feel you. I
caliber.
feel you. I feel you.
He drops a career high. So I don't know, man. Like, what are we gonna do? We didn't turn the ball over that much last night. We forced a lot of turnovers last night, more than we did turn the ball over, which was rare. We rarely force a lot of turnovers, and off those forced turnovers that we had, we couldn't put the ball in the basket. We should have had like 120, 130 points total because of our first forced turnovers. We had 11 turnovers forced in the first half, and we
Yeah.
couldn't transition those into points, and that's not going to win you the basketball game. So it wasn't just those bad calls that we didn't get. It was a variety of things, but man, that 5 point swing would have helped. I'm not going
Would
to lie.
help. But congratulations to the Clippers. 7-1 in the last eight.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know who's not 7-1 in the last eight?
But yeah, last 12 games, back-to-back losses, Charlotte and Phoenix Suns. Um, we praised the Thunder all year, but every contender gets tested, Aaron. So
This is their test. Let's see. 3 losses to the Spurs. Okay, cool. Whatever. But back-to-back losses at home to the Suns, and then the Hornets by 30. That's not good. Lost to the Timberwolves, the Blazers. What, that 7 losses now?
hmm
They were just 24-1 out of 30-7.
yeah,
People said they were going to break their record.
I knew they weren't going to break that
I
record.
knew they weren't going to break that record. But I think we got a point of question. Like, even though I don't want to, but ever since J Dub came back, they've been losing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. I don't know if it's. I can't say it's all his fault, but he's not playing as efficient as he has.
hmm
Obviously, broke his wrist or whatever he did to his wrist,
hmm
but he's not playing at his All NBA, All Star level. I think a little bit of the fault, a little bit of the blame is him, like his inconsistent play.
Yeah.
But they just need to pick it. They need to pick it up. They're not
hmm
even the best team in the league at the moment. There's not much else to say.
Yeah, those back-to-back losses were crucial, man. I think that showed, they can get exposed out here. But the league is really good too, at the same time. There's a lot of players that are great on a lot of teams, even the bad teams. There's a lot of good players on the bad teams. But, they definitely been getting tested lately. 6-6 in their last 12 games is, that's not up to par to who they are. That's not how we've been, viewing them all season so far. Like you said, 24-1 to start. Like, come on now, they were on the verge to beating the Golden State Warriors 73-9 record. But now that's out the window. Like in a span of 12 games, already out the window. It's dead. Like that record's not getting broken anymore.
Like the Warriors were 48-4 at the All-Star break.
Yeah. Yeah. Like think about that.
It's crazy.
Think about
But
that. And didn't lose to the same team twice.
no, we only lost to non-playoff teams too.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's because it was a rest day. We thought we were gonna, just
But Thunder just need to pick it up. Like their defensive identity is a little like slacking a little bit. Like 130 points to Charlotte's crazy,
yeah.
crazy. Like no hate to Charlotte, but when you're the number one defense in the league, like that should not be happening, especially at home too. Brandon
No more.
Miller lining up for 30. The game
Yeah,
started and Conker Nipples 3 for 3 from three right away. I already knew how the game was gonna go as soon as I saw that.
he's a dog, man.
Love Con. Brandon Miller's been playing absolutely amazing for
Yeah,
Charlotte
yeah.
ever since he came back. Love him. But I mean, back to OKC, like Shay's MVP, like my opinion is falling down a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like
But like, see, that's the question. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shay's struggling, um, his whole team's struggling. So, is that MVP race close or is it neck and neck? Jokic
it's
just.
close. If Jokic comes back
Mm-hmm,
and he gets 65 games somehow, some way, because he's come back on that last game, maybe
mm-hmm.
he's getting my MVP nod. I don't care what you say, he's winning MVP, no doubt about it.
I mean, I can't argue it. It's between those two. I don't. It's between those two and Luca. But Luca's
Yeah,
like not a close second. He's just third. He's
he's
just
just
third.
there.
He's just there. Him and Cade. Him and Cade.
Yeah, I'd probably put Cade over Luca honestly at the moment,
Yeah, I can see that.
just because of like defense and winning.
Defense winning top of the East. He hasn't missed any games.
Yeah, like thinking about Cade is like he's like especially like last night against the Knicks, immaculate third and fourth quarter or third quarter,
Yeah.
like went crazy, didn't blew them out by we're up 25, didn't need to play much of the fourth.
Mm-hmm. Final score was one.
Uh, it's
So
just things the MVP winners type of do, and he's being efficient. He's playmaking well. Luca not being efficient at all. Like I think why he'd be his least inefficient season ever. At least
yeah,
I've seen. He's like 2 for 10 from three every time I watch.
yeah.
But
But he's never been like that dead eye shooter. He was just a volume 3-point shooter.
yeah, it's pretty good to say.
So
Yeah. But Thunder struggling. Definitely need to find their defensive identity. Especially if the offense not going like we just talked about with the Rockets.
yeah.
But it's just nothing. It's not working.
So are you worried? Are you worried about the Thunder or not worried about the Thunder?
It's not my team. I ain't worried. I'm not worried about the Thunder. From like
What about the Thunder fans though?
from a mutual standpoint, no, I'm not worried.
Mm-hmm.
Like every team goes through a slump now. If like someone got hurt, maybe I'd be worried. But
Yeah.
maybe I got to pay more attention to J Dub and how he affects the floor from the previous games when he wasn't on the floor. Because
Mm-hmm.
obviously he's an all-star. He plays amazing. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know. Like since he came back, 6 games losing.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely shows like that's why training camp and preseason is very important for all your
Yeah,
players to be there. Because they're just not in rhythm right now. They're not meshing together because of the lack of, I wouldn't say lack of chemistry, but chemistry on the court, on the floor.
I mean they have the best chemistry in the league, off
Absolutely.
and on. Like it's the same team as last year. They have got no new guys except AJ Mitchell getting a lot of minutes,
Yeah.
but he was there last year, so
Yeah. But like,
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried either. I mean, like when I say the chemistry, though, like I don't mean like them personally, like their bond together. It's just J Dub's been missing a lot of games, so like they're still trying to plug them in and find out where they stand with him in the lineup coming back into the lineup at least. Because a lot of
Yeah,
usage has been down, so Chet's not getting the same usage as before. J Dub's taking some of his usage because J Dub still has to get his get his shots up and get his spots. But I'm not worried. I think they're going to be okay. Obviously, they're still the best team in the league.
Second best team, yeah.
Second, second best team. They're just in a now
Spurs are first,
just because they beat them 3 times. Yeah, I mean, hey,
and they're only 3 games behind them right now.
yeah, they're not that far.
Like
Neither.
I remember I talked about this like last week or maybe the week before. I was like, oh yeah, predictions. We were talking about the predictions for New Year's. I was like, Spurs are gonna overlap them.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it's looking like that so far right now. Spurs have the potential to come up. So do the Detroit Pistons, even though they're not in the same conference. Just meaning like record wise,
Yeah,
Detroit's only a game or two behind them. So
but
who knows, man?
also, let's move on. Let's move on to our second and last segment. I want to talk about honestly my game of the night. I want to talk about Denver versus Philly. Amazing game.
Okay, yeah, definitely. We can talk about that for sure.
No, nobody for Denver. I
Yeah,
mean, well, Peyton Watson led team as
28.
it was going into the game, fully healthy Spurs or Sixers. So I mean, everyone thought the Sixers, but me personally, I knew I had to figure out how the game was going to go. Like Denver, well coached team, same identity. They got guys that can come in and step up. As we
Mm-hmm.
saw, Jalen Pickett had a career night, went crazy, hitting three after three, very efficient. Peyton Watson did as he's been doing as of late. Zeke Naji off the bench was playing well, but with all those injuries, guys stepped up. They won in overtime,
Mm-hmm.
played solid defense as they needed to down the stretch,
Yeah.
especially in overtime. Overtime, they sat on Embiid, and when they try to feed him in the low post,
Mm-hmm.
Maxey one shot, two shots in overtime, didn't score in the last 12 minutes. I would know about that, obviously, but lost like 0.5. But anyways,
How did
um,
you?
Denver, they without anybody, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon are back now. They didn't play. I think it's a back to back, so they are back now, which is good. But them winning, which is winning, beating playoff teams without anybody is actually amazing for them.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I kind of knew how this game was going to go. Um, Nuggets right now are in desperate need of a big. They don't have a big for the rest of the month, except they have Dayon Holmes. That's one big, and that's not going to cut it. Like I knew Joel was going to come out there and have 30. So I bet on that. Boom, chicken. I knew Maxey was going to get going because I think I knew P-Wall was going to guard him. Maxey going to get going. Boom. But I think they just had too many threats. I thought it was going to be a high scoring, close game. Didn't think
Mm-hmm.
the Nuggets would win, especially in overtime, but great pullout win by them. Just great game by Jalen Pickett. He's MVP of the night right there,
Okay, I
getting
see that.
bread.
And him and Peyton Watson, man, they were going crazy.
Yeah.
But
Oh, and hold up. I got to show white boy love. Hunter Tyson, he was hitting big threes in the third and fourth quarter. Got
what's
to
his
give him some. Hunter Tyson.
Hunter Tyson? Okay,
Um,
I'll keep a lookout for him. It's the first time I heard of this man's name.
Now, they probably won't get no PT like when everybody gets healthy, but like
Yeah.
this is their month. This is their month to shine. Like
Mm-hmm.
make a name for yourself. So maybe you do get minutes in a rotation. Maybe when free agency comes around, or maybe trade deadline, you get a little bit of value on your name, and then the Nuggets could get some value off of that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely shows that Denver's a deep team. They're just as deep as OKC is on the
Yeah,
bench. Definitely showed last night and what their bench players can do, for sure, for sure. They didn't lock up the big three besides one of them, in Philly, but Maxey had 28 and Embiid had 30. Paul George had only finished with 8 in 32 minutes. Um, he's not looking the greatest, but it's good to
it's a
see
little
that.
sloppy at the moment.
Yeah, very very sloppy. I don't know what's going on, but it's just good to see that they're playing together. The big three are actually playing together. Big three.
And
Yeah.
last thing to say about the game, props to ZJ for like stepping up in the clutch, like
Oh yeah.
big threes. But let's move on to the last segment before our favorite segment. Let's talk about the guy who requested a trade. Let's talk about Trae Young.
Yeah.
Finally requested a trade. We've been talking about it for the last like month. been waiting to see if they trade him. He requested trade, but yeah, it's nice to see that they're working together to find the best thing for him, which is good. He's done a lot for the city, so
Mhm.
it's good to see that they're being on mutual terms.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean,
what where do you think as a what do you think is the best possible landing spot for him right now?
um, best landing spot. See, I like Trae Young in Minnesota Timberwolves. I think that was super nasty. Him paired up and next to Anthony Edwards. Would be incredible. I think they can actually make some noise. Timberwolves don't have a solidified point guard, a playmaker. They don't have a playmaker at all. Anthony Edwards is great. He has to play make for his team for sure, but he's at his best when he's just getting shot, his own shot up and not looking for his teammates. He's a shooting guard, not a point guard.
Now, I think that was actually pretty good because I didn't really think of Minnesota, but I mean they do have contracts like Mike Conley, etc.
Mm-hmm.
They got Rob Dillingham. That's young point guard right there. You could take. They
Mm-hmm.
got picks.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think they definitely have the assets to trade for him. I didn't think about it, but my question would be like, playmaking's there. You got Rudy Gobert, obviously, but
Hold on. Pause. You said they have playmaking. Rudy Gobert is there?
yeah, like if Trae Young is there, you have the playmaking with him. You have the lob threat in Rudy Gobert.
Okay. I thought you were trying to say that Rudy Gobert
Oh
was
yeah,
a.
my fault. Rudy Gobert's like Magic Johnson. He
I
moving
was
that
like,
ball.
oh, whoa.
But anyways, yeah, I think Trae Young is a very high volume usage type of guy. He gets the ball in his hands, but we see Ant gets the ball in his hands all the time. Julius Randle gets the ball in his hands a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it'd work with three guys. Like some guys roles get lower. I don't know how Ant would like that. Um, I think the defense would probably get a little worse too. I don't know if that's a move they would do, but I mean, maybe it may make him better. I don't know. Something else to talk about, but that's definitely a destination. That's a pretty good destination.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
me,
I don't think they would be worse on defense though. Sorry to interrupt you, but
maybe. I don't know.
I just don't think they would be that worse on defense. They still
They
have
got they got four good defenders, so I mean, I can't be crazy.
you know,
I just don't know how the volume and usage is going to work. You
yeah.
know,
I think what helps though is Trae Young is a pass first point guard. He likes to get his teammates involved before anything. I think he can. I think he'll definitely take a back seat and lower his usage rate.
maybe he does. Yeah,
You know,
which I
so
would like to see him do. Play make. You got Jay McDaniels who can hit the three consistently. Rudy Gobert on the thing. Ant can hit catch and shoot threes. Julius Randle on the elbow.
mm-hmm.
And, I mean, that's a good possibility. I would like to see them explore it. Obviously, like definitely. But for
Yeah,
me, I was thinking the Wizards. I think that was. I think that's some. I think that's like what's the word? The one I'm expecting him to go to.
I don't like it.
I don't like it, but I think that's the one I'm expecting him to go to. Wizards, they got picks. They got all young assets. They got the contract and Chris Middleton, CJ McCollum. So I mean, they got everything they need. They could definitely pair up some young guys for him. Trae Young's value is not extremely high right now.
You
So
know, it's just I would be mad if Atlanta did that to Trae.
yeah, I don't think he might not want to. So Minnesota's actually pretty good. I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. That's like might be the smartest thing you've ever said. But
Wow, that's crazy. We throwing shots right now.
nah, my fault.
Like Trae Young, I think he deserves to go to a contending team. I think he treated Atlanta so well. He did a lot for that city for the time stint that he was there. That he deserves to go to somewhere where he can contend for a
Yeah,
championship. And be in the playoffs. Sending him to the Wizards is like a
hell,
punishment. It's an L. Like sending him is like sending him to jail. You know,
banish him.
like that would only work if he's not treating Atlanta like at the best. You know,
Definitely.
some people when they request a trade, like he could treat it like it's the Harden situation. Get a fat suit and pretend like he's not in shape or pretend he's injured, stuff like that. But he's in good gracious with them.
Them being
Five
mutual, it's amazing.
yeah, his mutual vibes are amazing in there. Still all smiles. So I think he deserves to go to a contention. It just depends where he's gonna go. But like I said, Minnesota looks nice. I don't know anybody else that's desperately needed for a point guard, unless the league knows something I don't know. But who knows?
Yeah, but let's go ahead and wrap this up with our last segment.
Oh yeah,
It's Q of the day.
the best segment of the day, guys. We have
Q of
the
the day.
Q of the day, man.
Yes,
Q of
sir.
the day.
Chris, this is your Q of the day today.
It is my Q of the day. So the question that I have for you, my boy, are you ready? I don't think you're ready for this one.
Um,
Are you ready for this one? Okay.
yeah, I'm ready.
So since I've known you, you've been a Warriors fan, just like your boy. Now, if you had a if you had to go back in time and pick a team that you would ride the train to the promised land, who would it be?
Oh, it'd be the We Believe Warriors. A little. I think that's yeah. We believe because
Okay,
for me picking a team I would rather trade for, they got to be exciting to watch.
right.
Let's think about it. You got Jason Richardson.
Yeah.
All you need.
Red
That's
dog.
exciting. We believe if I knew they already beat the eight or the number one seed Mavericks, like that's something I would die for. I'd be riding that train no matter what.
Yeah.
Other options you could pick like the Chris Mullin Warriors back in the '90s,
Hmm.
but I don't know if I would have the excitement per se.
Right. Run TMC.
Yeah, but the We Believe Warriors, I'd definitely ride that train.
Yeah. That was a
But
good year, man. That was a good year. I was
I
one of
go back and ride that train for the COVID year.
the COVID
Warriors
year.
too.
Oh yeah. That was a nice.
With Nico Mannion, um,
Oh my gosh. Nico, man.
Alec Burks, Kent Bazemore.
Can't Bazemore. Man, he upset at me every game. I swear to God, I was mad he was on our team.
Yeah, crazy times. But I'll definitely go to We Believe Warriors.
Nico Mannion, that's crazy. Everybody has so much hype for him. He was a dog in high school, came to the league, and
I thought his fault. Not his fault. He got like really sick, I believe.
did he?
Yeah, I believe he got really sick because there's so many clips of him surfacing. He's like really skinny.
Mm.
I think he got really sick, so no blame on him. Still love him.
Yeah, he was a cool pickup. Just didn't benefit us for the future. So it is what it is. But that's not bad. I agree with you. That We Believe Warriors team was exciting to watch. It was something to watch for sure, especially in the playoffs when we knocked down the number one seed and Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. That was great. That was very great to watch. But all right. I appreciate that answer, man. I appreciate that answer. We're gonna see what your question is gonna be like in that next episode.
I
But
got you.
yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Like I said, it wasn't going to be that long. Nice little short episode. We had KD versus Suns drama. We had the Warriors Clippers cinema, and we had the OKC Thunder losing blowout to Charlotte. Man, who knows what they're going to do in the near future. But yeah, guys, just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's all love on this side. We appreciate you guys for watching and tuning in every episode. Whoever's tuning in, you know, just tune in for that next one, man. We'll see you guys in that next episode. Yes, sir.